What do you call a player averaging 34.6, 9, and 8.5 while fixing the one flaw people used to attack? A superstar. MVP? How about the problem the NBA hoped would never be unlocked? Because LeBron is now back, but the Lakers only look scary when Luka Doncic is running the show. And after years of fat jokes and teams punishing Luka for his lack of defense, Luka has suddenly reached a level that none of us expected. But here is where it gets scary. Everyone knew Luka's flaw was defense, but the numbers don't just show improvement. They show us something we didn't think Luka was even capable of. And the deeper we dive into this change, the more we understand why the rest of the NBA is questioning how are they ever going to stop this form of Luka Doncic. Because in the 2024 playoffs, the Mavericks were carried by Luka and Kyrie Irving all the way to the 2024 finals, but there was one problem. Not only did this duo have no help, but the Celtics relentlessly attacked Luka on the defensive end. Luka had never played this many games before. He was struggling with injuries, and he was not ready for the way that Boston came at him. This is what teams have known for years. You cannot stop Luka on offense, but you can balance things out on defense. And we were told that Luka would never fix this problem. But everything changed this offseason. Suddenly, we're watching clips like this. Luka staying in front of Steph as Steph tries his best to break his ankles, then giving him a hard contest. Against the Bucks, we see Luka bumping players away when they try to drive to the basket, staying in front of Giannis and putting a hand right in his face on a fadeaway, and even knocking the ball loose from Giannis as he goes up for a layup. What we didn't consider is what truly great players are made of. Luka worked relentlessly to lose weight to prove Nico Harrison and his fat shaming mouth wrong, and that is what the NBA has been afraid of. Nico poked the bear. We're getting a Luka who is not only an offensive juggernaut, but is also someone who is actively trying on defense. A player who is locking in on both sides of the ball. In the Eurobasket Cup this summer, Luka was actually nominated for Best Defender of the entire tournament as he averaged 2.7 steals per game. But in the NBA, sometimes seeing is believing. So we needed a moment from Luka on the Lakers to actually prove everyone wrong. And against the Spurs, we got a real look at what Luka can do when the games matter the most. 35 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds is a normal Luka stat line, but with Wemby out there, maybe Luka was extra inspired because he also gave us a career-high tying 5 steals to go along with 2 blocks.
5 steals, 2 blocks. What? 5 steals, 2 blocks, baby. I see you. DPOY, baby.
And that, of course, is a stretch, but what is not a stretch is that no team ever wanted to see this version of Luka. Not only just playing defense, but winning games on the defensive end. Now, to be fair, this was also just one game. What's even more impressive is that if we dive deeper, Luka's defensive numbers get even better. We will get into that in a second, but we also need to talk about his offense. As we know, Luka started this year as the best offensive guard in the NBA. Sorry, Shay, but when we add in playmaking, Luka clears, and this is where things get insane. To begin this year, Luka joined Wilt Chamberlain as the only players ever to score over 200 points in their first 5 games of a season. In those same 5 games, Luka also became the only player to ever have over 200 points, 25 plus rebounds, and 25 plus assists. Absurd, but what has changed to cause these results? Well, the weight loss is certainly paying off. Luka is leading the league with and averaging a career best 12.5 free throw attempts a game. He is just attacking the rim in a way we did not see previously. And people were worried that with less weight, Luka was not going to be able to body people, but shedding those pounds has created newfound speed, which has really been what's mattered. As somehow Luka is also making 95.7% of his shots at the rim this year. A small sample size, yes, but also absurd and historic results. But it's here where we really do need to focus on defense and the changes that could launch the Lakers all the way to an NBA championship. If I mention Luka and Jimmy Butler in the same sentence defensively, I'm sure you would originally laugh.
Especially after all. He called you a friend. You're friends, right? He wants to be my friend, but I'm not allowing it.
But we're deep diving, like I said, and Crafted NBA shows us that Luka and Jimmy are having a similar impact on defense this year. Neither is a good rim defender, sure, but Jimmy and Luka both have been good at creating deflections, being versatile defenders, and overall, Luka's defensive box score plus minus is in the 68th percentile. Huge because his offense is in the 100th percentile. A Luka Doncic who is not only trying on defense, but also giving us results creates an unsolvable problem for the rest of the league. And the stats don't lie to us. Luka is also averaging a career high 1.9 steals a game to go along with a career high 2.4 stocks a game. This is massive. The numbers on the stat sheet are saying Luka is having a championship type impact, but there is a big question that is still there for us. How will Luka and LeBron fit together? We heard a lot of negative noise this offseason about LeBron's potential fit with Luka. LeBron did not sign an extension with the Lakers this offseason, creating all sorts of rumors. And the biggest was that he didn't like the fact that Luka was the center of attention. We even heard he, LeBron, doesn't like not to be celebrated. It just feels like he recognizes he's not their priority anymore, and that's created some tension, some friction. But watching Luka and LeBron's first game together this year, it looks like that drama was just created for drama's sake. LeBron could quite literally not be happier on the court as he was celebrating his teammates, and overall just looks like he was having the time of his life. But most importantly was the way that he played the game. Do we think that LeBron was actually making a statement here? Because in 30 minutes against the Jazz, LeBron took just 7 shots but finished with 12 assists. This is the version of LeBron James that is terrifying for the rest of the league. Both Luka and Austin Reeves have been offensive savants this year. Luka is averaging over 34 points per game. Reeves is averaging over 28. The Lakers don't need more scoring. What they need is more playmaking and more defense. But a lot of people questioned if LeBron would be cool with being a third type option. And it's early, but it looks like he just wants to win a ring. Saying after the game against the Jazz, I don't have to worry about chemistry, and then continuing with, I don't even understand why that was a question. We love to hear this, and LeBron does not hide when he's unhappy. Just look at how he acted when Russell Westbrook was a Laker. But we do need to end this video with one thing about Luka. Will any of this be enough to get Luka an MVP, or more importantly, an NBA championship? Right now, Nikola Jokic is having perhaps the best season statistically that we have ever seen. And Shai is also having a monster year on a 14-1 Thunder team that seemingly is trying to break the wins record. So even if Luka has the best season of his life, it might not be an MVP year. He currently sits 3rd in the betting odds to win that award. But it can still be a championship year. LeBron is going to be the X factor here. If Bron plays the role of a willing passer, of a lockdown defender, of a Scottie Pippen type to now Luka's Michael Jordan, well, then the Lakers will be able to beat anyone in this year's playoffs. Luka always has the ability to be the best man on any court he plays on. We saw that impact in the 2024 playoffs when Luka beat Shai and the Thunder in the 2nd round. The Lakers have a ton of high-performing role players. They have the roster to go out and really win the 2026 championship. And so far, everything we have seen from Luka shows us he's going to be pushing for that title. He's trying to prove that he is the best player in the world. So while Jokic and Shai might be ahead right now, if Luka keeps playing like this, if in the playoffs he is the player that the NBA was afraid of, well, then a change in the NBA's top dog could be coming to us very soon. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I think you're going to really like these 2 videos that are on the screen right here. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You are awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and peace.